Welcome to my kitchen. So I've been doing some videos on fresh medicinal herbs that you can harvest because they're ones that I've been harvesting right now, and I figured since I actually just got some in the mail that I didn't grow or wildcraft, and I'm processing them right now, I would take the opportunity to show y'all what it is that I'm doing, like what this whole tincture business is about. So I'm going to just set this here. Um, I don't actually wear glasses unless I'm reading because I'm getting really bad wrinkles on my forehead when I don't wear them. So here we are. So this is motherwort. I got this fresh herb shipment in today from a farm called Maple Springs Gardens. It's about 2 hours northwest of here. Sunshine Dawson runs it. Awesome herbalist. Really sustainable and healthy growing practices they have. And so I figured I would show y'all what it is that I'm doing. So I got this herb in the mail with like overnight shipping, and what I did first is I stripped all of the leaves and flowers off of it. This is fresh herb, and then I weighed it. I weighed my total amount. And the reason that I did that is because I needed to know how much alcohol to add to this in order to make a really potent and effective tincture. So I have this handy dandy formula. It's included in a book called um, The Modern Herbal Dispensatory, and it's actually written by my main teacher, Thomas Easley. And in this book, you can look at lots and lots of medicinal herbs, all of the ones that I use, and you can consider whether you're using them dry or fresh, and then what ratio of herb to alcohol you need to make a tincture, and what dose is appropriate. It's super cool, super useful book. Um, so I weighed it, and I determined how much alcohol I needed for this, and that now I've been cutting it up into smaller pieces. So I have like this jar has got some smaller pieces in it, and what I'm going to do is a maceration. So basically that just means I'm going to add alcohol to this, and I'm going to let it sit for at least 2 weeks, ideally a month or more. I've already measured out my alcohol. So a lot of times with herbs, you want to combine alcohol and water together if they're like a dried herb. But fresh plant, because it already has so much water inside of the plant, you almost never need to add water to it. Straight 95% alcohol, organic cane alcohol, which is what I use, that does it. So I had a total of 325 grams of herb, and for this particular herb, you're going to do twice as much alcohol in ounces as you have weight of herbs. So 650 mils, I'm sorry, not ounces, mils, milliliters. So this is 500 in this container right here. I'm spilling a little bit. But I'm going to add that to there. And I'm going to use this. This is a really expensive and specialty herbalist only device called a wooden spoon. You can get things specifically for this, but I figure why. This works good for me. And so I'm trying to get the herb underneath the alcohol here. This is really essential because you don't want your herb that's sticking up out of any liquid to mold over the course of 2 weeks. Obviously, that would be a huge waste. So probably what I'm going to do, since as I've been crushing this down, it's compressing more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep cutting up the extra that I have here, add it to here, and I'm just going to keep adding alcohol to it. And what I will do when I get this crushed all the way full, so I can create, so like I can keep that herb pressed down and weighted down underneath the alcohol, we'll probably use a large clean stone. Press that down just like if you were making sauerkraut or kimchi, right? Like you want the plant material to be underneath your liquid. So I would use that. I would have that pressed down between the lid and the top of the plant matter. So what is motherwort used for? Motherwort is kind of known as like a cardiac herb. So It is hypotensive. It's technically hypotensive. So this means that it can, in a very safe and controlled way, lower blood pressure and lower heart rate. This is not going to act like a pharmaceutical. This isn't a beta blocker. This is something a lot more gentle, and the way that it's going to work on lowering heart rate is actually going to be through helping with stress. Because as we know, stress is a huge component to cardiac issues. So it's used for that. It can be used, and I have used it for like emotional tension and anxiety. Energetically, I've heard of it being used for someone who is dealing with the repercussions of an absence of a mothering figure. So that's kind of a fun way that you could apply it to a unique client's constitution, but mainly the way that I use it is to promote heart health. So yeah, this tincture will be good to go in about 4 weeks, and because I'm just doing this maceration, right? I just did passion flower too, and I know I did a post in a video recently on passion flower, so there we go. I've got a couple of jars of this. It looks a little bit icky, right? Because this has oxidized some now that it's submerged in alcohol. So what I did with this is a little bit different. But what I did with this, because I had some really thick vine that is also very medicinal, part of the passion flower, is I actually put this in a blender with the alcohol. So this is going to have a little bit of a different appearance, much different appearance actually. But I just did this on Saturday. So harvested a bunch of fresh, wild passion flower with a friend of mine out of a field that hasn't been touched in several months. So that was super fun and really rewarding. But this will also be good to go in a month. And I already have some made up. I know some of y'all actually have messaged me about getting some of this or getting it as part of a formula. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in the motherwort, again, these are all things that I recommend to people after taking a really thorough medical history and lifestyle history and making sure they actually work for that person and are not going to be contraindicated with medications that they're on, or just their general constitution. So anyway, just thought that would be fun and thought you guys might enjoy seeing how a tincture is born. Enjoy your day. Bye.